Welcome to Stories with Maya Zama. I again have with me Katerina Folkman, lovingly called Kat. Talk a lot about other subjects, but then astrology is something people wouldn't expect me to talk about. So yeah, that's today's topic. People, it's astrology.
Yeah, it was more than 12, 13 years ago.
Okay.
And that was my first interaction with astrology. I was 37.
Okay.
I'm almost 50 now.
I want to know how it was for you because you're somebody who has been a scientist, who has multiple master's degrees, you have an MBA degree, you have studied human behavior, psychology, all of that. And what happened in your life?
Then I read a lot of scary stories about Princess Diana, Marilyn Monroe, Club of 37, how many famous people died at 37 because they didn't complete karmic task.
Oh my goodness.
So, what people say about astrology, you can say the same about math. Many people make mistakes in math, but you don't say that math is not a good science. Just because of that. So, be very careful whom you choose to read your chart.
And probably the only reference people have is the bad astrological predictions that happened inside their families, where the astrologer told that a particular couple are ideal to be married, and then they got separated within a year and nobody expected it. Or maybe if in my family, a particular couple, they got married after multiple astrological evaluations, and then the husband passed away and nobody expected. And
Oh no, so we believe modern astrology gives huge priority to free will.
okay.
Of course, otherwise it would be not fun to play. If soul knows in and out how you're going to end up and how your husband is going to die, so what's the point?
Kat, can you give us an example of somebody who took an astrological reading and probably figured out something that they had to do and who chose that path and is currently happy with what they've chosen?
Clients, but it was cases like when people come to me with cancer diagnostics, right?
Okay.
And during this astrology session, their question is, why me? What the hell? I am a good person, Katerina. I didn't do anything wrong. Why am I punished for that?
In our list, what is the biggest misconception people have about astrology?
About astrology and about life. Who were the most famous astrologists? Isaac Newton, Kepler, Copernicus. No, Katerina, you're wrong. They're physicists. Yes, Isaac Newton, the law of physics, right? Copernicus, all of them used to be astrologers.
Yeah. Carl Jung was also so fascinated by astrology, and science is observation more than anything, your own observation of things. So you go try for yourself and then see. And like how she told, maths can be done correctly, wrongly, but then maths is maths.
Most popular request is, of course, money astrology.
Money astrology.
Money astrology, because again, people come with some kind of expectation illusion that, tell me please, should I switch from IT to marketing? Now, can you read it in my chart?
Hello guys, welcome to Stories with Maya Zama. I again have with me Katerina Folkman, lovingly called Kat. Hi Kat.
Swati.
I loved the money related discussion. I'm sure so many people could connect with it because money is something that we all want, but we don't know how to get there.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm sure it gave a lot of clarity. And today's conversation is something that I would probably have a lot of contradictory comments and opposing comments and everything, because it's a mental health oriented page. Of course, I talk a lot about other subjects, but then astrology is something people wouldn't expect me to talk about. So yeah, that's today's topic. People, it's astrology. Okay. Now, I gave an intro. So I told people how I was skeptical, or probably not even somebody who would think about it. Forget about skepticism, not even thinking about it, because I never thought it would have a role in my life or in anybody's life for that matter. I thought it's something silly, it's something unnecessary, it's something pseudoscientific, something that doesn't have a scientific basis, basically. Yeah. And then things happen, life happens, and then you start believing in things that you never thought you would believe in. And that was what happened to me when it comes to astrology. I want to know how it was for you, because you're somebody who has been a scientist, who has multiple master's degrees, you have an MBA degree, you have studied human behavior, psychology, all of that. And what happened in your life when you were, being a corporate person in New York and all of that? Something happened during that time that got you into astrology, or how did it happen for you?
Yeah, it was more than 12, 13 years ago.
Okay.
And that was my first interaction with astrology. I was 37.
Okay.
I'm almost 50 now. So, as many of people around 36, 37, I was going through some turmoil. I was single in New York.
I'm in that stage, cat.
And life is hitting us in the stage in different way. Some people go through relationships trouble, some through money trouble. I went through health. I was working so hard, so damn hard. I was partner in consulting company.
Okay.
It means a lot of travel, interesting job, success, yes. But at some point, I literally fall down. I fall down twice.
Okay.
One in the office and one on the street.
Fainted.
Fainted with some kind of epilepsy. So like shaking, and people brought me to hospital. Doctors did all kind of MRI, everything is good with you. You just stressed. Doctors as usually said, no, we don't know, everything is good. You just stressed, you need more rest.
Okay.
And somehow, coincidentally, I went through some post, I don't remember, Facebook, maybe Instagram, maybe. And it was speaking about from point of view of modern astrology. First time that I also came to know that there is some old school astrology and more like modern astrology.
Okay.
And they discussed how in 37 we go through transition into your karmic task. So what you're supposed to do, you start unveiling what is this life is all about. And if you are blind and deaf and you don't want to change and you don't want to go into this, life is going to slap you. So first very gently. So probably it was a lot of signs that I missed.
Okay.
And then it's coming to more and more serious slaps. So it's lucky for me that I caught it in such point that, okay, fine, couple of times in the hospital, everything is good. For many people, it goes more and more down into more and more health issues, serious issues. So I read this post. I started like researching, Googling, karmic task. I need to know my karmic task. What is this? I don't want to go to hospital. I need to figure it out. Then I read a lot of scary stories about Princess Diana, Marilyn Monroe, Club of 37, how many famous people died at 37 because they didn't complete karmic task.
Oh my goodness.
So, you have me. I already told you just. So I tried to find in New York City also some astrologers, and it was a big fail, a big disappointment. Because, there is astrologer and there is astrologer. Just like what people say about astrology, you can say the same about math. Many people make mistakes in math, but you don't say that math is not a good science just because of that. So be very careful whom you choose to read your chart.
All right.
And in my favorite criteria, please choose expensive one, because most likely somebody who is really good in this, no, unless it's complete some monk in the mountains who will do it for free, but usually professional people have some kind of correlation. So whoever I went in New York, I was not so good. They couldn't explain to me. I was not satisfied, so I decided to learn by myself. And I started learning mostly online.
Okay.
Mostly through Russian sources.
Okay.
So some of my friends knew it, so it's okay, it was totally fine. It's some different kind of courses, classes, Academy, Moscow Academy, astrology.
Okay.
Modern astrology, Western astrology, which I think also we can speak about Western and Vedic, but difference is not Western, Vedic. Main difference is old school. Same problem with Western astrology, very old school, that is scary.
Okay.
That implies that there is some wait for you. And there is a modern way which we are right now mixing with psychology, human behavior. So we believe you have free choice. But with that free choice, isn't it like very good to have a map? When you're in the middle of the forest, you have a free choice to go left or right. Isn't it nice to have a map? So that is essentially what is your astrological chart. It's a little map that we can keep reading and reading. There's so many layers there.
Because that was my next question, For someone new to astrology, how would you explain astrology in very simple terms? I think that's what you started explaining.
Yeah, in the moment of your birth,
Okay.
there is a huge celestial bodies all around Earth. We call them planets. We call them sun and planets of solar system. Because of their sheer size, because of their energy. In some schools of thought, we call them gods also, yes. But whatever you choose, science, spirituality, they impact us. So you got imprinted by a specific interaction of different energies in that precise second of your birth. That activates your life kind of setup, the journey. And your soul is carefully flying around, choosing exact that moment to push that baby out of mommy. So soul get to live with that mom. Because soul knows exactly, no, I'm going to choose this kind of parents, this kind of first childhood trauma, then something happens in my school, okay, great, so I become a loser, then I got a lousy job, okay, sounds good, goes well, because soul wants adventure.
Yeah.
So that creates your natal chart, birth chart, map.
Okay. Okay.
It's not going to change your life. It's almost like so much information is packed inside. All you can do is like unpack layer by layer by layer. When we are small, some smaller planets working more. When you grow older, we got to big, wise planets and all these different interactions of those planets.
Okay.
So that's what is our job, to give people a map.
Right. So, Ker, I think there are a set of people that believe in astrology, like astrology, follow astrology. There are a set of people that do not believe, like how I was many years ago, or probably you were many years ago. There are a set of people that are in the middle, that know that there is something about it, but I don't know exactly what it is. And probably the only reference people have is the bad astrological predictions that happened inside their families, where the astrologer told that a particular couple are ideal to be married, and then they got separated within a year and nobody expected it. Or maybe in my family, a particular couple, they got married after multiple astrological evaluations, and then the husband passed away and nobody expected, and all those things. These are the stories that people relate to. Right. So because of which they are like, oh, if this is what it is, then it is fake. Right. Because it's not working like that. Or for some people, it's all about just the horoscope predictions that they get to read from a newspaper or a magazine. Oh, I'm Gemini. Okay, so this is what
astrology.
Yeah, that. So what is it in detail? What is it? Like if it's not just bad astrological predictions for marriages, if it's not just the horoscope or sun sign predictions for your upcoming month or week, then what it is? What is it fully?
Yeah.
What is the whole picture?
We can say it's a description of some package that your soul prepared for you for this journey.
Okay.
So it helps to know what is in my backpack. I didn't pack it, she did. Why? What is inside? With some element of my own free will, how I will choose to use it,
Okay.
or not.
Okay.
Or not. So we believe modern astrology gives huge priority to free will.
Okay.
Of course, otherwise it would be not fun to play. If soul knows in and out how you're going to end up and how your husband is going to die, so what's the point?
Right.
Boring, right? Soul doesn't know how you're going to play. It's like you got some tools, treasures, right? Most of the people don't even unpack completely. They don't use their talents. They don't listen to their heart. That's why they end up being mediocre, average, because they are just following somebody else's advice, doing some kind of job that everybody else is doing. So astrology helps, number one, unpack what did you get, who you are. If I ask most of people around me that who you are, I don't know. I'm a mother of two munchkins. Yes, you're not mother, you're not father, you are somebody, you're a person. So astrology will help to understand who you are, what kind of talents you got, what kind of treasures you got. So it gives you a clue. Oh, so because I got these treasures, maybe my soul wants me to use them in this journey.
Okay. To explore that
to explore that path. How fast I go. Do I go or not? What kind of balls I catch, which kind of balls I miss. Do I want to play at all? That is my free will.
Right. Absolutely. Right. Kat, can you give us an example of somebody who took an astrological reading and probably figured out something that they had to do and who chose that path and is currently happy with what they've chosen? And I'm sure many people, when you say that, you have to explore this or your chart says you might have to explore this, they would have had little nudges inside them to go to that route, no?
Yep.
Somehow or the other instinct would have been telling them, no?
Sure.
Yeah.
They just don't allow themselves this. I don't want to expose too many of my clients, but it was cases like when people come to me with cancer diagnostics, right?
Right.
And during this astrology session, their question is, why me? What the hell? I'm a good person, Katerina. I didn't do anything wrong. Why am punished for that? And when we open the chart, we discover it's not a punishment. It's that with gratitude, kind of, and a lot of appreciation for this work of the soul. It just needs to be turned around. And person saying, so what am I supposed to do? Well, it looks like you can be that scientist, work in this kind of ecological area, so passionate about environment. She's like, oh, I was dreaming about PhD in this. Can I do PhD? And then we kind of stay in touch, and from this PhD grows like a TED speaker, and indeed she started company, and they do a lot of things with farmers and in ecological development. And of course, everything is gone, disease is gone. She's totally happy, and healthy. Yeah. So gentle, but finding that path. And yes, when I say it, people say, of course, I was thinking about it. Thank you. It's like I give them some validation.
Yeah.
It's not just my dream. It's what I was supposed to be doing all this way, all those years. So maybe a little bit of regret, but that's okay. We're still young people, right? It's 37. It's very, very, very young.
Yeah.
Very young.
Thank you. Thank you, Kat.
From Auntie Katrina.
So, okay, this is another one of my favorite questions in the list. What is the biggest misconception people have about astrology?
About astrology and about life. They think that the biggest purpose of their life is happiness. So astrology is treated as some kind of tool that can surely provide a certain specific answer, preferably simple, not very complicated, on the road to happiness. Like you said, marriage has to be happy. My children have to be happy. What to do so my children are happy? And the astrologist/psychologist is trying to explain that no matter what we do, our children will have a lot of unhappy days. And a lot of happy days too. They surely, 100%, I guarantee, your daughter, my daughter will have unhappy days and happy days.
Yeah.
So what's there to predict? Same with marriage. Is by definition, marriage is that boxing kind of ring where we get most of our growth through our partner. So what is the definition of a happy marriage? What is it? That we never fight? Or we never talk? Or he's doing everything that you want him to do? Then people give me a very contradictory description of happy marriage. Like, I want him to be an alpha male, very strong, very confident, and do what I'm telling him to do always. Yes, I like it. Not going to happen. So that is also not happy. So biggest misconception that there exists some kind of happiness. It's not about happiness, right? It's about our journey. Sometimes we go through problem. We take it as obstacle. We solve the obstacle, you feel, wow, it's a happy day, I solved my obstacle. Great. But then comes the next obstacle. So that's not what astrology is going to tell you.
Right.
Astrology can help you where it is going to be that way, where you will enjoy more.
Right.
You will enjoy more. You're not going to be happy. You're going to be happy, unhappy, obstacle, problem. But the whole thing feels like I'm on the right track. I'm on this way of my heart. Okay. I'm not wrong. I'm not lost. That's the biggest request. People come to me saying, everything is good in my life. I have family, job. Yeah. But something is lost. I cannot point my finger what is lost here. when I started increasing my prices of astrology, I moved away from people asking me to predict birth date of a baby, when baby is going to be happy. So that moved away from me. So now I have a lot of very interesting people with very deep questions. And main question is that existential kind of crisis. What is it all about? Why I feel so lost? Why my life doesn't have that juice, that excitement, brightness? Where can I find it?
Right.
That's a great question for astrologists.
Kat, is there any scientific or historical perspectives about why astrology has been valued all these years? How has it continued for so many centuries and it's still here means there is something about it, right? Yeah. So could you enunciate on that?
So first is when we start reading the chart, we see so much information packed in such a small two-dimensional chart piece of paper that makes us feel that it's not human. We cannot get to that level of wisdom. It's so much. Like in the same chart, you can see, in your chart, I could see journey of your great-grandpa that happened 100 years before you were born, and he moved out of this place to this place and what he was feeling. I can read your descendants that is going to happen after you are gone, right? It's too much of this. And then you look into the history. Who were the most famous astrologists? Isaac Newton, Kepler, Copernicus. No, Katerina, you're wrong. They're physicists. Yes, Isaac Newton, the law of physics, right? Copernicus, all of them used to be astrologers.
Yeah, Cartier was also so fascinated by astrology.
Yes, all the greatest scientific discoveries, math, started from that attempt to track astrological, astronomical movements. It was sponsored heavily, of course, by kings and rulers because it was expensive. They didn't have computers. They had to do it by hand. It was a gigantic job to create a birth chart of some king, right? So king would pay to some astrologist, or Isaac Newton was also getting a lot of sponsorships. He was also alchemist. He also really wanted to create gold out of copper. But along the way, for all these crazy experimentations, they became known as, we know them as scientists. They started pushing ahead technology and innovation. Before that, Indian source, right? Indian astrology. Yeah. It could be something from Atlantis. We don't know this. I don't want to do conspiracy theory. But definitely it's not accidental. It's not like Wikipedia is saying, in Mesopotamia, some shepherd was looking in the sky and created some. That's not going to happen, right? So we have some source, most likely the same source. It's just Vedic Western maybe went into different ways from the same source. Right. It's not. It's a voice of God. Yeah, it's arithmetics, mathematics from different dimensions. Right. So in this sense, a lot of great people embraced that. Yeah. And we are coming back.
Yeah.
We are coming back.
Yes, we are. What would you say to somebody who might think astrology is just coincidence or a confirmation bias or something? What would your answer to them be? You would probably not even want to answer them. That is another.
No, I'm happy to. It's a great discussion. But what exactly is coincidence? I'm not going to predict you, on 25 on March, you're going to break your leg. That will be a bias. And I would never do such thing, because on 25 of March, you do something stupid, indeed you're going to break leg, because I put that belief into your mind. Yeah. And I treat a lot of people, I heal a lot of people who come to me from this kind of astrology. There are some clients come to me and say, astrology said you will die in the airplane crash. And for 10 years, she's avoiding flights because she's scared. It's a real phobia. And you have to heal her because it's not true. There is not a single great astrologist who can tell you, you are going to die in a plane crash. It's not there. There is certain probabilities. There is certain kind of, but interpretation can be very different. Yeah. And healing strategy is also very different. So I would never bias my clients into something super scary. So what is there to believe? What is the coincidence that I tell you that you have this kind of fear and you tell me, yes, I have? That is not a coincidence. That's because I can read your chart, what fears you have, what kind of blocks you have on your feeling of me, myself, who I am. Right. That's what I say exactly. Okay. Nothing else. I'm not going to tell you what to do with that. I can tell you how to resolve this.
Right.
how to relieve these blocks.
Right. Right.
So I think expectation again is different. From
Have you ever had an experience of a skeptic changing their mind after an astrological reading? Or are people who come to you mostly believers?
yeah,
Hmm.
mostly they're already kind of following me a little bit
Yeah.
for some time, and they understand that something what she said resonated, and I want to have a reading from her. Again, really helps to increase my price to that level that is interesting for me to work. If I put my price 500 rupees, right, and just say I am just an astrologist. I'm not Katerina, I'm not Folkman. I'm just some astrologist, 500 rupees, come, I read your palm. Yes. Then I will attract a lot of people with this kind
Who
of
are skeptic.
expectations.
Yeah.
And skeptical as well. If you cater only to people who don't want astrology, they want Katerina. Why? No, because they trust me, they follow me, they read what I post.
They know that you have your unique perspectives.
Yeah, that's what I sell. I'm not selling just astrology. I'm selling my coaching, mentorship.
Yeah.
In that 1 hour session, we speak a lot about different things, not only astrology.
Right. Kat, how can somebody use astrology in their everyday life without feeling overwhelmed?
I think that's what we have inside our mind. Astrology can expose that. It's really helpful to understand everything is okay with me. It's just I have this anxiety. It's okay. Katerina said you have it too. I have it. Now I'm working on this. I'm doing some changes in my behavior. That's why we call behavioral astrology. We change habits, lifestyle. We change. We don't just do some kind of offering to gods. We do little. That is also fine, actually. By the way, don't quote me on this. I'm a big believer in gods. But we also do something more. We change our habits. We do some things that release that anxiety and these mental blocks. So that is daily. That is biggest leakage of energy is our thoughts. We keep thinking, overthinking. Why? Because all the system structures in our brain, like, shooting some electric signals.
Yeah.
And somebody tells you, it's okay. I know. I can see it in your chart. Don't worry. Everything is fine with you. Just, don't continue. You can do something better. And this energy is relieved, and you can use it for your happiness, wealth, health.
Yeah, creativity.
Yeah.
Kat, once again, a question about skepticism, because I was also there at one point. What is one simple way somebody who is skeptical but then probably curious who can explore astrology?
Should we just say, read a little bit? I post quite a lot. I'm trying to make long read posts. I hope somebody is reading them. They have a lot of interesting examples when I also expose it in my posts, when we correlate, for example, our children, what our children inherit from us, and we can see it in the charts.
Yeah.
So we do kind of joint analysis, child and parent. And I think it's difficult to remain skeptic. If you're true skeptic, you must be a little bit of scientist, a little bit of researcher. So give it a chance, go and try this research. There is only one way to find out. When you speak to me and you listen to me, and it's difficult to deny that kind of impact.
Yeah. I know the child's thing, I haven't done it, but a lot of my clients who have tried it, they're like, oh my God, Kat really, gave me clarity about what my child would be good at. And that's exactly what my child seems to be interested in. It's fascinating if somebody was skeptical who just gives it a try and then, sees it for them.
It's so interesting because these people, we work for let's say 5-6 years. And when the second child comes, she's already a different person.
Yeah.
She has the same chart, but she's using it at the higher level. So chart is growing like this. Inside, through the same chart, you can grow to bigger person. So that client, first child born when she is asleep.
Okay.
Then she started working on herself. She's going for all these trainings. And we see the difference in the first baby chart that has description. My mom is blocked, anxious, scared, fearful. Okay, and then comes second baby after 5 years. Well, baby, my mom is totally fine. My mom is cool. So that is also a choice of the soul. It's not like first baby has some unfortunate soul. He selected more challenging time of life of his future mom, where she was stressed and anxious. The second baby maybe decided to take it easy and came to mom when she is also relaxed.
Interesting. Yeah. Kat, is there any other aspect of astrology before concluding that you would like people to know about? Something that I haven't asked, but then something that you feel people should probably know about.
Most popular request is, of course, money astrology.
Money astrology.
Money astrology, because again, people come with some kind of expectation illusion that, tell me please, should I switch from IT to marketing? Can you read it in my chart? No, of course I can read the skill set, but I know for sure if this person will not change, he might be a little bit happy in marketing, but no, money is not going to change dramatically, plus minus. It's not what people ask. They want to be wealthy and happy. Yes, and I know it's not from IT to marketing or marketing to IT. It is how to grow that person, and that is a part of money astrology. We'll speak a lot about different type of money behavior. Some people have more aggressive profile. We call them like hunters, financial hunters. They should aggressively invest money into themselves, into their business. Some people more like financial farmers. So they should be more careful, long-term strategy of growth. So that is all in the chart. So I think biggest help of money astrology to help you with how to make money, not where, not in which niche. That is easy. But how, what to do differently with my relationship with money.
Right.
We had this podcast about money, but every person has a different energy of money.
True. Okay. Kat, once again, thank you so much for yet another beautiful conversation on astrology. I never thought I will make a podcast on astrology.
Life is changing. I was just telling Swati before this podcast that now, 5 years ago, I wouldn't think about coming to some big group of corporate leaders or business people and say, hi, I'm Katerina, I'm astrologist and manifestation coach. And 5 years ago, people would probably think you're doing that. Now, oh, great. I was looking for manifestation coach. I will connect. So something is changing. Our children know astrology. According to ChatGPT, the highest growing population of the users of modern astrology, teenagers, 15, 16, 17, they know from YouTube, I don't know, from Reels, but they're coming with all kind of questions like about the journey of the soul. Journey of the soul. So that is our future kind of target group of this growing population.
Wow.
They're not scared. They know they have choice, they have free will, they're free people. They're growing in free families. But they want to know exactly what is the journey of my soul.
Interesting. Wow. Kat, thank you so much, Kat. Yeah, I'm so happy I had this conversation. Always wanted to. Guys, I hope you learned something. I know you are probably a believer. You might not even need all this information. Or you are skeptical. But if you are a true skeptic, like she told, you have to have scientific temper. You need to try for yourself. And science is observation more than anything, your own observation of things. So you go try for yourself and then see. And like how she told, maths can be done correctly, wrongly, but then maths is maths. So like that, go to the right professional, take the right kind of guidance, and see for yourself what you think
and
about
I can only recommend we have Astrology Academy where I teach, and plenty of talented people who finished Astrology Academy.
Right.
If somebody is concerned, for example, about budget, right? I said, oh, I charge so much. Fine, go to my graduates, to my students. They have variety of different packages and different price options to try as a scientist, as a skeptic, and they will prove you.
Yeah. There was one of my clients actually who came for a program, and then she got interested in astrology, and then later on went and did your program, and now she is a very different person. She is way more confident. Her boundaries are like so good. And I'm very happy for the clients that she would see, because now she is bringing this level of personality to her, work. So I think astrology also changed her as a person, when she is working on all these emotions, on all these underlying limiting beliefs of hers. So I'm very happy for her. Yes, so that's it, guys. Sending you a lot of love and healing from me and Kat. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.